Hi, I'm Tracy. Welcome back to First Steps to Change. So hopefully you've tried some cooling breath and you've seen that helps. So that's going to help loads for you in the future. Just learning to do that. I can be driving down the road, get really stressed because there's some bloody idiot behind me, and I can go and just tell myself to relax and start relaxing. I also am a driving instructor and hypnotherapist, so I teach this to my students before they go for driving tests. It seems to work great. Keep practicing that. We're going to be talking about that a bit more later, as well as in other workshops. We're going to show you different breathing techniques that you can try. So the biology of fight, flight or fight, we talked about the symptoms, and you can see how they work, and the fast and slow roads of adrenaline. So we talked about the fast road, 50th of a second. It drops from the thalamus to the amygdala, to the hypothalamus, to the pituitary gland and out. The slow road goes from here, and it's a hop, skip and a jump to the hippocampus, and the hippocampus is dealing with our memories. So you also have a neurotransmitter called cortisol, and when you are on high alert all the time, your neurotransmitter, you get more and more of this cortisol. So this cortisol damages the receptors on the outer edge of the hippocampus. So what that does is it causes that brain fog, that lack of memory. So if you are suffering with brain fog or memory problems, bit confused, so this is cortisol damaging your hippocampus. So really you need to start practicing this and start learning to deal with your adrenaline and anxiety a better way than you are already. So when the hippocampus is damaged, then it cuts off the cut-off switch to adrenaline. So it keeps building. So adrenaline is addictive. So you've heard the term adrenaline junkie. So adrenaline junkies get a hit of endorphins to go with their adrenaline as they jump off their planes. They get all excited and wow, what a buzz, that was amazing. If you are suffering from anxiety, if you are dealing with brain fog, then you're not getting the hit of endorphins that goes with it. What you're doing is just getting a hit of adrenaline all the time and getting worse and worse and feeling down as you go along. So what you need to do is, again, learn how to deal with this. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about. So if you're not getting that buzz of endorphins, if you're just getting adrenalized all the time, so you're on high alert and your worrying thoughts increase because you are a threat detector in effect. You are, to keep you safe, you are looking for danger. So you're on high alert because when adrenaline is buzzing around your body, it puts you on high alert. So there is nothing else for you to do. So you start worrying more. So when you worry more, the worrying makes pictures in your mind's eye and you are making more adrenaline. So it becomes this great big snowball effect. Now we talked about how the first feeling is this stomach shutting down, this lead in your stomach. So this lead in your stomach is your stomach shutting down. Now, I don't know whether you've heard of the hormone serotonin. So serotonin is our happy hormone. It's that feel-good factor that we get. It helps deal with our sleep as well, and that's a radiant cycle. And a general good well-being is serotonin. Now, serotonin, you may or may not know, is made in the stomach. So we ingest something called 5-HTP, tryptophan. You find it in high protein foods like bananas, walnuts, eggs, cheese. If I wasn't a vegetarian, I would say red meat as well, but obviously I'm not going to mention that. So high protein foods, bananas and walnuts are particularly good. You ingest tryptophan and your stomach turns it into serotonin. So serotonin is the only chemical that crosses the blood-brain barrier. So it's made in your stomach and it crosses the blood-brain barrier So if you are having your stomach shutting down all the time, then your stomach is not making serotonin, which means that you start feeling low because you don't have as much serotonin in your brain. So so you then have this feeling low, as well as not being able to think straight because you have brain fog and you are adrenalized all the time. So you, instead of having this feeling of well-being, you have all the negative feelings. You feel low, you're suffering with brain fog, you're a bit befuddled, you can't really sleep because you're adrenalized all the time, so then you've got sleep deprivation on top of that. So all in all, this is going to make you feel depressed, low, depressed, upset, general not feeling good about yourself. So you are a threat detector. You are on high alert and you're making pictures, and those pictures put you on a high alert. You've got a cut-off switch that isn't working. Your mind doesn't think straight. You've got brain fog. You've got poor memory. You've got worry and depression. You've got more adrenaline building. You can't think straight. You are looking for dangers. You're finding it everywhere. You are in this anxiety and depression loop. What happens when your adrenal glands can no longer make any more adrenaline? It stops making adrenaline. That simple. It can't make any more adrenaline. So that happens. And if you are used to running on that level of adrenaline, so your heart is naturally pumping faster than average, you are making more sugar and more fats for more energy, and everything is pumping much faster, and you're used to running on that level of energy, and suddenly that energy stops. What happens? How can you get out of bed if you don't feel that level of energy? And this is where the depression sinks in. So you're already feeling low because you don't have serotonin, but if you have no energy and no sugars and no fats, and your heart isn't pumping at the same level as it normally is, how do you move around normally? Simple. You can't move that level if you don't have the energy that you usually do have. So you get into this anxiety and depression loop. So you know, I can remember laying in bed for days and just staring at a wall. The last one I had, a proper bout of depression, on day 3, it was just like, get up, you know where this is going, get up, just have a shower and go back to bed, get up. You know, this is a thing. So, and then when you can start making adrenaline again, you start worrying, you start thinking, and you start worrying, and your body is making adrenaline, so you get the energy, so you start moving about like you did before, and then you can't make any more adrenaline, and you go into the adrenal failure again, and you go through that loop. Now this is pretty standard, but we don't think of it as that. We just think we suffer from anxiety and depression. But what you're dealing with is too much adrenaline in your body and adrenal failure. So if we can learn to control that, then we're winning, right? We can start thinking more clearer and straighter. So I want you to take a moment to think about if this is you. Are you suffering in this anxiety and depressive loop? Do your thoughts predominantly make you feel adrenalized? Do you remember the sheep? So if we remember the sheep from earlier, you're lump in your stomach, your heart's pumping faster than usual, you're tense, so that is the blood filling your muscles, your heart is pounding, you're breathing fast because your lungs are working faster, you've got a dry mouth, pupils dilate, skin, hair stand on end, you might be sweating, you can't hear properly. Remember, those are your symptoms of adrenaline. So you've got a picture in your mind's eye of what might happen. It's hard to remember. You feel ditzy and confused. You get low to the point where it's hard to get out of bed. So this is the adrenal failure stage. So you have the period of depression when you can't get out of bed, you don't want to think straight, then your worrying starts and your adrenalise. Do you recognise this loop? If you do, one of the main things to do is the cooling breath. So again, we're going to just run through it together, if you don't mind. We're going to do it again. So breathe in through your mouth, hold it, put it against your palm, breathe in, breathe out. This, if you can learn how to do this, you're going to win. And again. So even just doing this is going to help you think straighter and cool you down. And again. So I want you to carry on by yourself. Bring it out as far as you can. I just want you to take some time to breathe. See how much better you feel after that. Have a go and then go on to the next recording. See you soon.